Sisu may inherently be some type of inbred. Not to insult the inbred community out there, but you have to be something. Like some type of chromosome must have left your brain for you to then say, you know what, I seen everything Conquest was able to do and go, you know what, yeah, I think I'm gonna keep him. After he murdered so many people, after we couldn't contain him, and we got really lucky off of variables that we could not have possibly humanly known to stop him. It's Hazel! You know what? He's still a little bit alive. Let me not tell Mark. Let me lie to Mark, actually. Then, let me keep him in a containment field that I know won't contain him because he's already stronger and more worse than Mark because we couldn't contain Mark with all the precautions that we had before. Are you mad? This will all surely work out, fucker we bowl. You know what? Even worse yet, we have reanimates down in the basement that we've used before and there's no reason to realistically have him alive. We could just make sure he's dead and make him one of the most strongest reanimates we ever had in our basement as one of the most strongest weapons, even more potentially stronger than Mark. Nah, that's fucking dumb. Wait, what the fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah, Invincible, yeah. Welcome to the Invincible video, yay! Those bastards at Amazon only gave us 3 episodes, but I'll take it for now, I'll take it. I'm enjoying what I'm watching so far when it comes to Invincible with the first 3 episodes. Seeing my GOAT, my glorious boy Mark fall down the pits of hell. From every season, from season 1, feeling like it's the beginning of the end when it comes to Mark's psyche, because he keeps getting hit over and over and over and over again. And now it's causing the bottom effect of I need a break, because if I don't get a single break I will actually break everything around me. You can already see it from last season, his eyes, the eyes, Chico, the eyes never lie. His eyes are baggy as hell because he's been up all day all night dealing with a new problem and issue that keeps slamming into him every single day, if not every single week. And after the events of the Invincible War, now it's really wearing and tearing because now people don't even know if they can trust him. And now on top of that, there was also an accommodation from the ramifications of the Conquest event. He doesn't even know if he inherently wants to continue doing his course of action, with his course of action being, you know what, I'm not going to kill, you know what, I'm not actually going to go a little bit over the edge, a little bit over the line a bit, because as Rudy says, the threats keep getting worse and they keep coming back, and if they keep coming back they're going to get stronger and better until they can actually defeat us. And with us already seeing in the beginning of the season Mark's morality and his mentality is going down the drain, and he's kind of inching closer and closer to the other Invincible Marks that came before that were from the other universes last season. And as someone said before, all roads to hell lead with good intentions. But don't worry, I don't actually believe Mark will do that, but I can kind of see it a little bit though. People always love when the superhero's at his worst, but it's all fun and games until that superhero loses his fucking mind. What I love about Mark so much in his name is that he's invincible not because he fights, not because he's able to like throw a car across the world, not because he's able to go to the moon and back and fight any other Viltrumite. It's the mentality. It's his mentality of continuing going, the embodiment of the human spirit and how much it can endure and still continue to go forward. No matter how bad it gets, the trials and tribulations that you do endure, you endure them. Invincible isn't a person, Invincible is a mentality. You thinking that toy will break if you keep pushing it to its limits, but it doesn't break, it endures. His physical attributes could be attributed to his father, but his mental attributes could be definitely attributed to his mother, with her being the linchpin to everything, whether it be Omni-Man or Mark itself, with her ability to move on to a new partner, with her ability to continue going forward, with her ability to be able to take care of a child that's not even hers or her responsibility. I applaud her. Truly one of the most underrated, but that's besides the point. I also love the space buddy cop adventure with Seth Rogen, Alan, as well as Omni-Man. I feel like we're inching closer and closer to this big ass Viltrumite war, even though it's only 50 of them. Just because there is only 50 of them does not mean that they're one of the most strongest armies pretty much in the entirety of the universe. Even us seeing the billions of people that died, it's still not enough. I love the second episode a lot. It was a beautiful lore episode just explaining to us how the Viltrumites are, who the traitor is, giving us even more added context to the narrative I already put out in my last video before when it came to Invincible and Omni-Man and how he has a nature versus nurture. That is basically resolved. He's just playing out little hairs about the topic, with him being all in without him saying, hey, I'm all in, because he still wants to protect his family as well as Earth. But going deeper into his backstory, it really does help show that image of how Viltrum 1 was, and 2, how disgusting it is, of how your family members basically have to make you an adult by beating the ever-loving shit out of you. And honestly, if they wanted to, they can kill you straight up on the spot and just start again. The same events, the same hits that he was doing to Mark, his mother was doing to him, and his mother was a very vicious person that does not care and she will not hold back. Also seeing how desperate the universe really is realistically, because even Omni-Man just kind of saying I'm sorry is enough for them to be like, okay, one will be tolerant, not even accepting, tolerant to the situation, and will try to help out to get rid of the Viltrums, even though it's only 50 of these motherfuckers in the universe. Jesus Christ. But when it comes to Mark and Anli, man, I cannot wait to see where their roads lead them. Someone's road I am very scared of is Rudy. Rudy has always been a person where, like, he's a bit of a wild card, and he's been doing sketchy shit ever since the beginning, regardless if it's taking Rex's DNA in the beginning, especially without asking for his permission to make a new body, or him now in this recent season, a recent episode, him kind of questioning Mark's decision making when it comes to taking out a person that is effectively gonna save the entirety of the human race, because there's quite literally not enough time to inherently make the right decision. Then he was already upset in the season because he wasn't the team leader. He thought he was the more capable person to lead the team. And then before he got stuck into a universe by himself with his girlfriend, he had the epiphany that, hey, we should pretty much take out the villains because they're going to get worse and we're not going to actually be able to take him out one of these days. And now he's by himself in a dimension. So this is a very scary and dangerous situation with a person like Rudy. As I said before, all roads to hell are paved with good intentions, and his intentions will be good, but his outcome for his intentions will be very, very, very fucking bad. Holy shit. Lastly, the thing that irritates me the most is kind of Eve's situation with her parents. Now, I don't like how they kind of toned it down a little bit from the comic book itself. They should have kind of just went full throttle with it, with a bit of a longer conversation and dialogue. I feel like we could have had the dialogue from the scene that we already have now, but added on from the scene from the comic book to just fully push it all the way home. And again, you don't want to kind of make it more obvious that, like, hey, he's extremely wrong, even though everyone knows he's extremely wrong and an asshole and even treats his wife like garbage. But sometimes you gotta go full throttle, and sometimes people are not redeemable at all. It's also something I like to call the old man mentality. Now, I don't inherently call it that in my personal life, but we'll call it that for this video. To keep it brief, it's just people who don't inherently change. They love the old ways of how things were and how good they were, so they inherently go, no, I don't have to change. No, things around me don't have to change. This is how it's gonna be. It was like that for me, so it's gonna be like that for my kid. But again, my dad always told me that there's two things in life: change and more change. But one of the things I do love is how the scene does really push forward the idea of this family's kind of cooked and she's inherently just dealing with it, even though she doesn't have to, even with the mother, and not putting full blame on the mother herself, because in the end she is still a victim to this mentality, but she's still pushing forward the narrative of, like, hey, maybe your marriage won't be as good as it is right now. It's probably gonna get worse, just like mine's. And just implying that to your own daughter is completely fucked up and skewed, just to tell you not everything is black and white. I'm telling you right now, I will never deal with that shit. You're a bug. But I say all this to say, I'm enjoying Invincible. I cannot wait for the next episode to come out. I'll probably make another video when it's all said and done. But like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.